Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's Superfiend here, and welcome to my Nakai the Wanderer lizardmen campaign. Nakai the Wanderer is part of a new lizardmen faction, the Spirit of the Jungle, that is part of the newest DLC for Warhammer 2, which would be the Hunter and the Beast. And this is an early access build, so thank you to Creative Assembly and their community managers for allowing me to get my hands on this a little bit early. This is going to be a full Let's Play series on the channel, and I am going to be playing it as such, but I am also going to try to split some of the time this episode talking about the new faction mechanics and Horde mechanics and stuff surrounding Nakai the Wanderer. Really quick here, let's go ahead and look at our faction overview screen and just look at the global faction effects. This is what you would normally see on the Legendary Lord selection screen. Okay, so Nakai's Horde unlocks units while other Hordes use global recruitment to get access. So this is a new Horde mechanic overhaul where Nakai, being our main army, is going to build the buildings that allow us to unlock the troops. Other Horde armies will not need to build the same buildings. Instead, I believe they build buildings that reduce the either recruitment time or recruitment cost. I think that's a very good change to Horde mechanics. I'm hoping that that will get backported into some of the other Horde factions. That'd be really nice. Our second thing here is we have a vassal faction. Now, when we take or occupy settlements, we don't actually get them ourselves, being a Horde faction. We give them to a vassal faction, which I believe is called Defenders of the Great Plan, but I could be mistaken. And they are relatively strong. Their buildings start off with walls, I believe, and a pretty hefty garrison. So that's pretty good. And I think our campaign strategy here is going to be to try to get as many of those vassal territories up as quickly as possible. We also have a recruit rank +3 for Kroxigor Ancients. Now, if we look at Nakai himself, his specific legendary lord trait as the first spawn is an increased melee defense of +5 for Kroxigor and sacred Kroxigor units, and a recruitment cost reduction of 15% for the same unit. So taking his legendary lord trait and the faction trait together, this guy's all about the big beasties and the big baddies. And there's also three major, I want to say temples or gods that when we take territory, we can kind of allocate them to. I'm going to be focusing on Itzel because this is the one that is dedicated to large beasts. And I think that's pretty appropriate for the campaign as a whole. Now, the first thing we're going to do here to get the show on the road is we're going to take our skink priest and we're going to investigate the monument of Isatel. Okay, and we have found some Skaven. Wouldn't you know it? We've also got a skill point off of that. We're going to go ahead and pick up Harmonic Convergence, I think, for the combat bonuses. And then with Nakai here, let's just go ahead and get our very first battle underway. Now, we could auto-resolve this. It's very heavily in our favor. And I think we would replenish enough in our vassal territory to offset any losses from the auto-resolve. But being a Horde faction, if we somehow get ambushed or lose our main army, we lose the game. So I'm going to fight this manually to hopefully minimize our casualties. And we'll get to take a look at Nakai here on the battlefield. And I don't know if are these blessed Kroxigors? I can't remember already. Or sacred Kroxigors, I believe. They are sacred Kroxigors. I think they're a relatively new unit. Let's check them out here. I have never played a lizardmen campaign before, by the way. This is my first one. So these guys looking really big, really buff, nice character models. They got lots of magical energy sparkling off their arms here. It's almost like they're wearing gloves that are, I don't know, those finger trap mechanisms. Like, it doesn't really look like they can get their hands out of them. And once you get both your arms into one of those, hopefully you can get them out. Anyways, let's go ahead and set up our deployment. You know, the Skaven are going to be over there. And we're going to lead with Nakai and follow up with our big monsters. And let's go ahead and get our skinks maybe with skirmish mode, turn guard mode off of everybody, and let's just get moving up. We're going to go ahead and walk so we don't get tired. And I've already played like a few test runs on the campaign. Nakai is pretty tough. He's very strong, very beefy. He can charge in here and hold quite a few units at bay as long as they're not too good. However, we do have a bit of a rough start. We don't earn a lot of money. Our units are relatively expensive. And so you do have to kind of be cautious. And another kind of predicament with this campaign I have found is that all of these starting cities are relatively far apart. And we're going to be compensating for that with our Horde upgrade path and also our technology tree, which I'm going to talk about the technology tree just a little bit. I want to get Nakai taking the missile fire here. So I'm going to start moving our Crocs units, both of them. We have regular Croxigors and then the Sacred Croxigors. And we're going to let Nakai eat some of this missile fire. Okay, and we're going to start coming this way with our Skinks. And I think we can run up these guys now. And it does look like they want to charge into us. Let's kind of come back. My voice cracked a little bit there. You know, I've got this really persistent cough / tickle in the back of my throat. So every once in a while, I kind of need to either mute my mic or my voice does funny things. It's temporary. It's temporary, I swear. All right, let's come up with our Skinks. We got our Saurus Warriors with shields. We'll get a nice charge with them in here. We'll get our Saurus Spears with shields in a defensive position. Let's get Nakai moving forward here. We'd like to get a nice little charge here into their flank or their rear. Let's start shooting these guys. Let's turn the skirmish mode off. I'm going to be a little conservative with these guys because they're holding some units back. So let's get them kind of tied up over here. We are winning this combat pretty good. Okay, we got Skaven slaves with spears. We're shooting into the sides over here. Let's get our regular Crocs coming this way. And our Blessed Crocs, we're going to charge in over here because these guys are engaged. One unit of Clan Rats is losing their resolve for battle. We're going to start swinging around this way. And let's redirect our fire over here to the Night Runners. Nakai's got this really nice buff. It's a 22% physical resist plus 44 melee attack for allies in a 30-meter range. It also can cause us to go into a rampage. Okay, so now we got our regular Crocs charging into the rear over here. This unit's already broken, so we'll just collapse down the line. Nakai is shattering stuff over here. Let's focus our efforts on Transform, their garrison leader. Let's bring our Skinks kind of around towards this side. And let's bring our Spears down this way. And our Crocs units over onto Transform, kind of collapsing over here. Let's come back with our other Saurus Warriors. Come up with our Skinks. Our Skinks are out of missile ammunition. So all we can do now is chase these units if we wanted to. Instead, I think we're going to stay on the slaves with the spears. All right, now let's get over here into the Clan Rats. No, come back, please. Coming this way. Make all these guys a group. Okay, we are almost done with this battle here. Another unit shattered. Let's work on the Skaven slaves. Pesky thing about Skaven, you know, no matter how many times you chase them off, they always seem to come back. Okay, but we are trying to minimize casualties. I think we're doing an okay job of it. Our Saurus Spears are taking a fair bit of damage. Getting into the Clan Rats here with all of our monstrous units, our big units. Let's get our Skinks in here for that poison attack. We just kind of want to keep these guys in the trees chasing the Night Runners. Is that what those are? They got the shields so they can deflect some of that missile fire. Okay, we got more units breaking here. Transform has recovered their morale, their resolve to fight. Okay, let's go get on the Clan Rats over there. Everybody else will attack Transform, who breaks once more. Let's chase the Night Runners now. Yeah, we got more units coming back in the backfield there. We're just going to position here in these trees. Okay, this unit is shattered. Let's go get on this unit there. Okay, everything's starting to shatter now, so I think we've pretty much won. Let's speed it up here. Get ourselves off the battle map. Okay, and I'm going to see you back on the campaign map. Okay, so we got ourselves a decisive victory. Who would have expected otherwise? A little bit of money, not much. And right here, whenever you take a settlement, or if it's runes and you kind of like what would normal factions or other factions would be occupying it, you have a chance to choose a gift for one of your chosen, I don't know if it's a god or what it is. Like I said, though, we're going to be doing gifts for Itzel. And if we look at the description in the tooltip, it says focuses mainly on Kroxigor and Blessed Beasts and can unlock Beasts of Itzel army abilities. Summons Razordons. So we're going to go ahead and pick this. That's going to give us a little bit more money. This kind of counts as sacking. As you keep doing this, you'll eventually get the character trait for sacking settlements multiple times. We also get what's called Old One's Favor. We're going to get plus 25 for that. That's kind of a new faction resource. We'll talk about that in a bit. And we'll get 3 turns of Horde growth at plus 2. So a small boon for our Horde growth. And a temple is built. Our leadership increases. We get plus 4 when fighting against the Skaven Defenders of the Great Plan. That is the name of the vassal faction. It is Defenders of the Great Plan. And mission successful, so we get 1,000 into our treasury for doing that. And now what we're going to do is, let's see, is this, how far does our territory stretch? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start heading back over here towards Tlonksla and whichever one is behind it. Now, the Blue Vipers are here and I think here. And we want to see if we can get into this before they do. If they settle it, we'll declare war on them and wipe out their weakened army from them having settled the settlement. In order to do this, we want to get there very quickly. We're going to go into a forced march, and we're going to try to cover this ground as fast as we can. And then, like I said at the loading screen, all the starting settlements are pretty far apart. And so what we're going to do here is for our first technology, we're going to pick sequence of creation. This takes 5 turns. Now, most of these technologies at the top here, as I move across the top, they increase global capacity or global recruitment capacity and army capacity. We're not going to get the full benefit of that for a while because we're simply not going to have the income to support that. If we look down here at some of this stuff, a lot of these in here boost our units a little bit more. This is like all your traditional melee attack and melee defense for your units. These ones over here, though, what I want to try to get towards is, where'd it go in here? Sequence of traversal. This is a 15% campaign movement range boost, and it does cost 200 of the Old One's Favor to get this one. But an extra 15% for Nakai's army, and if we look over here at his Horde upgrade chain, the third rank here, rank 3, gets us another 10%. So we really want to be able to cover lots of ground really quickly, especially as these are, these vassal territories. We can't really control them, and the other AI factions are going to want to attack them and declare war on them. And you can see here from the ramparts on the little settlement title that it does start with walls, and it does start also with a decent garrison. We got some Kroxigors in here, a Feral Carnosaur, Cold One Spear Riders. We got a Skink Chief, some Saurus Warriors with spears. Some of them a Razordon hunting pack. They can have different monstrous units, so it's not always a Feral Carnosaur, I don't think. In any case, Nakai has also got a skill point. We're going to pick Route Marcher for an extra 10% campaign movement range right off the bat here. And it seems like that gets us just a little bit closer to Tlonksla. Let's go ahead and end our turn. See what the AI factions do. There's not going to be a whole lot for us to see in the first few turns here. I am not going to bother cutting these out, and I'm not going to fast forward through them. And another kind of, I don't know, unfortunate or not so great thing about this campaign is that our vassal faction goes last, okay? So make sure that you're planning your reinforcements and stuff around the fact that your vassal, whatever armies and battles they may initiate, it's going to happen at the very end of your turn, or the AI turns. Okay, now it does look like we can get here with Nakai. Ooh, it looks really close. It does look like we can get there. So we're going to go ahead and move right up, and we can choose to search the runes, which is not a bad choice, but we're going to go ahead and really quickly just gift this for Itzel. Or Itzel, however you want to say that. I'm not really sure which would be more appropriate. And for now, for now, we're going to go ahead and do our first Horde upgrade, getting the restored Ziggurat of Coxswatin. And this is going to give us 6 Horde growth and 3 Horde recruitment capacity. It costs 4,000. It takes 1 turn. The next one is going to take 2 population, which we already have. So we'll be able to get that pretty quick. And we have a mission issued now, which is to ensure that one of the following buildings have been constructed. A reactivated Ziggurat of Coxswatin, and we'll get we'll get 1,000 for our treasury. And that one, if we go into the building browser, is just the next rank here, reactivated Ziggurat. Okay. And then our skink priest, I wanted to call him a skink chief. He can't quite move too much further. And we've got pretty decent money. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and get a couple units of Saurus warriors. We can only recruit 2 at a time right now. And our next goal is going to probably be to come up here and attack the Temple of Kara, unless the Blue Vipers somehow leave their settlement undefended. And we can already see here that we're getting pretty close to the Hunts Marshal's expedition. If we go into diplomacy and we check them out, they have 10 settlements. So they're relatively strong. Be careful with them. Be careful with them. Go ahead and end our turn once more. I'm going to enjoy a sip of coffee. Okay. And our vassal is really slow, I've noticed, to recruit armies. They kind of just sit around and don't do a whole lot. I'm not sure if that's something that may or may not change before the final DLC is released, but I guess time will tell. And we can see here, Temple of Kara does have a relatively small garrison. And how close can we get without taking attrition? Can we get like all the way? We can get all the way, well, all the way up to our border of our vassal. We don't have the money to upgrade this. It costs 6,000, unfortunately, so it's going to take a few turns. And so we're just going to have to sit tight, as much as I'd like to move up and take that or build the next building. We just kind of have to wait here a moment, and hopefully the Blue Vipers don't get in there and reinforce that once more. And then during our next turn, I'll talk a little bit more about the stuff at the top of the screen. Like I said, we're going to try to blend this between a traditional Let's Play or a campaign gameplay. Uh-oh. Okay, so he didn't make it all the way there. That's good. And explaining the new campaign mechanics. So let's go ahead here and check this out. Now, these things you can't really click on. Let's just go down the line. We have our typical treasury and our income per turn. We're all used to that. These are the new gods that we can build temples for. And if you click on the middle one here, temples of the old ones, I guess old ones would be a good name for them, right? You can kind of see in here that we've already built 2 temples for Itzel. And then if we were to spend 150 favor from the old ones, we would get gain complete visibility over all your vassal territories. And these kind of, they don't always increase, but in general, they do kind of increase. So this one's 150, this one's 100, and then we have 200, 400, 400, and 500. We have 150, 100, 200. So it looks to be relatively the same cost going around. Let's go ahead and look at this one here. So we already know this one would give us visibility over all of our vassal territories. This one unlocks Skink Chiefs, gives us a +1 hero capacity for Skink Chiefs and a +3 hero recruit rank for Skink Chiefs. This unlocks Blessed Saurus Warriors, Blessed Horned Ones, Blessed Croxigors, and Blessed Carnosaurs. Over here, the Celestial Beneficence gives us an increase of 50% tribute from our vassals. That might actually be kind of good to pick up because we don't get a whole lot of income, and you really do kind of start to hurt for money with the expense of the lizardmen units. And then we have unlocking Skink Priests over here, also capacity and recruit rank. And then we have Blessed Pterodon Riders, a Slan of Distinction, Blessed Temple Guards, Blessed Bastillodon with the Solar Engine. This one over here boosts our vassal. It gives them an increased siege holdout time of +5. That might be very useful for saving them from attacking AI forces. It also You can see leadership plus 15 and melee defense plus 10, and that's all when under siege. And then the final thing there says these benefits will also be gained by the defenders of the Great Plan. So this is potentially very strong for our vassal faction. And then this unlocks Scar Veterans. We have Blessed Skink Skirmishers, Blessed Saurus Spears with shields, Blessed Cold One Spear Riders, and Blessed Stegodon. As I said, I'm going to kind of focus on this, but these first two in Quetzal and Solanka, they're very tempting because extra money sounds really good, and helping our vassals stay alive also sounds pretty good. If we go up here to our income per turn, we can see that our vassal tribute right now is currently 200. It seems to me like it's 100 per settlement. I'm not sure if it increases as these settlements get bigger. I guess we'll find out. We can see that Tlanxla already has a pretty decent garrison, similar to Monument of Isatel. It's still a feral carnosaur. Okay, so now we got a good choice to make here. Do we want to attack Griebit's Bootlicka, who is in a forced march stance, cannot retreat? I think we do, because we could wipe out this army here, get on the Temple of Kara, and then it'll take them a few extra turns to recruit and get back up to strength. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our Skink Priest in Nakai the Wanderer's army, and we're going to go ahead and declare war here. We're going to call our allies in. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't join us. And the Blue Vipers are at war with the New World Order colonies, the New World colonies. Tloxland, which is kind of to the east, right over here. Us, and who else? The Defenders of the Great Plan. Okay, so we got ourselves our first open field battle here. Leadership plus 4 to the assigned unit. I'm going to go ahead and drop this on our spears. And here we go. It's just a bunch of Savage Orcs. They do have some Savage Orc Boar Boys, and they have some Orc Arrow Boys. Fortunately for us, no big uns yet. Probably their most dangerous unit for us is maybe their cavalry. So I'm thinking maybe we want to get Nakai and our Sacred Crocs into at least one unit of the cavalry, possibly supporting with the Skinks for the poison to slow the cavalry down. I'm going to gamble this 6 Winds of Magic. That's not very good. We've done well with that up to 22. And we kind of have a natural flank protection if we kind of take the high ground over here. So let's go ahead and deploy this way. I'm going to let these guys kind of move in the bushes. And I'm going to have our Saurus Warriors with spears up front. I'm going to anticipate that their cavalry tries to flank us, and so I want the spears in the trees, because the trees take away the bonus for large units, which I think the cavalry would be benefiting from that. So that could bring the cavalry down onto more neutral grounds. And also fighting spears is their natural counter. Let's go ahead and move up in here. No sign of the greenskins yet. Oh, they're way up there. They're camping. So this is not going to work. Darn them. Darn them for camping up there on the hill. Okay. This is not going to work at all. Yeah, let's just kind of come down this way and speed it up. I was hoping they'd be just like over here or something silly. Now, if we are lucky, maybe they're like right up against the map's edge. It does kind of look like they are. I can see the border back there, and you can see some of the banners up here. So the good news with that is all we have to do is chase them back a little bit, and they'll run straight off the map. Unfortunately, though, we are going to be fighting uphill, and this is legendary difficulty, so I can't really get the campaign map or the battle map way up there to check them out. Let's go ahead and get ourselves into position here. Bring our skinks up. Let's make sure we don't forget our little skink priest. Okay, so there's the boar boys. And let's just walk our way up here. Slowly but surely. I'm hoping that we can win this with very few casualties. Because I would like to push on and immediately take the settlement. so that we can, one, get extra territory for our vassal and start replenishing immediately. I think I'm going to lead the charge with Nakai, and we'll boost him up with harmonic convergence. I don't think we need to overcast. And I think we're going to go straight after the boar boys. So we're getting pretty close to them here. I'm going to turn guard mode off of everybody. So far, okay, there's the other unit of boar boys. So let's come around the flank here. Get on these boar boys. We'll start bringing the crocs that way. Let's bring our spears kind of right here. And back them up with all of our unshielded units. And then our skink priest right there. Okay, so I want to get into the savage orc boar boys. Okay, they're starting their charge. Nakai is taking the initial missile fire. We got two large units all charging into each other. Let's get our buff here. And then let's follow up with both units of crocs. And let's start shooting the savage orc boar boys. Yeah, the rest of these units are moving into position. Nakai, if you could stay on the boar boys, that would be good. We're kind of lucky here in that they haven't committed their other unit of cavalry quite yet. And I do want to get our spears kind of in the lead position to eat that cavalry charge if we can. It does look like they're moving up a little bit. Let's start shooting them. Okay, we've already broken these guys. Let's chase them. They're shattered. So now let's go ahead and turn onto the savage orcs. Let's get harmonic convergence right here on our spears. Push up with these guys. Let's push up a little bit with our skinks. The skinks are almost out of ammunition. Shoot the... what? No. Stay on this stuff. Shoot the boar boys. Okay, we're going to push up with our spears, and we're going to charge into savage orcs there. All right, there we go. We have run out of ammunition, so let's keep pushing up the hill. We got another unit way in the back there. And I want to tie them up, I think, with the skinks. Okay, we've shattered more stuff in here. Let's get on there, Lord, now. Our sacred Croxigors are taking a little bit too much damage in there. And we've got these guys tied up. Let's get back on the boar boys. Let's get our skink in here. Okay, let's tie these guys up, these savage orcs. Okay, we got more stuff is broken. Let's get back on Greebits. Okay, they got more savage orcs coming in from the flank. Okay, our skinks are not doing very good over here, so we need to do a swap. Please just chase the boar boys off the field. Chase, chase, chase. Okay, they're gone. Let's get our priest back over this way. This looks like a good time to pop Nakai's AE buff. And we'll go ahead and take the rampage off of our sacred crocs. And focus on their lord. Okay, so we've intercepted these guys here. What happened to our skinks? Please, skinks, come out of there. Okay, this unit's broken. Let's bring our spears this way, and let's see if we can get this unit off the field with our Saurus warriors. Let's bring our skinks over for their poison. And we do look like we're doing okay over here. Keep chasing, get them off the field. Very, very beneficial to us that they decided to deploy on the edge of the campaign map. Let's bring our skinks kind of down this way. Okay, but our crocs are taking too much damage. So let's take our sacred crocs and let's bring them out. Let's come in with our spears. Nakai's fine. Okay, Nakai is fine. Looks like we're good over there. Let's keep coming out with these guys. Get in with our skinks. Get in with our spears. Let's get our other crocs out. We're kind of swapping our crocs for our spears. Those guys have got them off the field, so let's get ready to rear charge over here. And let's see if we can get our crocs into a good position. Okay, Nakai can kind of tank all this stuff here. Our skinks are having a rough time. No, come on. Come on, Croxies. Okay, so we want to get back here. If we can get a nice rear charge over here, we can chase those Savage Orcs off the field. Nakai's having a little bit of a struggle here. Let's go ahead and get that overcast in. Let's pull the Skinks back so we don't lose the unit. Okay, let's get our rear charge here. And let's come up this way. Okay, these guys are going to be done. Let's start bringing our Skink over this way. There we go. Just chase them off the field, please. Croc's coming this way. Okay, chase them. And now we can start getting our Crocs around the trees over here. Skinks. Okay, I guess they broke. Okay, that unit's gone. So we've done well there. Let's charge into the Savage Orcs here. Let's charge into their Warlord. Or their Lord. Is it ready for our buff? Time for our buff. There we go. Let's get back on these Savage Orcs. And these Savage Orcs. Those Savage Orcs are broken. I don't know if they're going to run off the map or regroup. Our Skinks have regained their morale. They've regrouped. We got lots of rampages in here. So let's remove those. Oh. All right, this looks like it's going to be the battle pretty quickly here. All right, Griebits. Ooh. Okay, now we do have guard mode off, so let's take the time here to chase some of these units down and hopefully try to weaken their presence on the campaign map. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. And so now if they're still up on the campaign map, maybe we should chase them down one more time before we go and attack the settlement. That would give us an opportunity to completely wipe out the army. We would probably still be able to recruit a little bit and then also get some replenishment. It's kind of a tough choice. So we'll find out in a moment. Here's the post-battle screen if you want to pause and take a look at it, and I'll see you on the campaign map. A pretty good chunk of money, 1,500. A banner, gleaming pendant. I think that's leadership. And Nakai is up to rank 3. Very good. We're going to go ahead here. And let's see. I think I want to take the replenishment. I want to keep our momentum up. Lucky for us, we wiped out the army entirely. Now, if we look at Spectazuma, they don't have that great of a garrison. Ooh, boy, this is tough. Do we want to push over that way? Where's the settlement border? Right here. So we could kind of move up to here. Recruit and replenish. And if their army is outside the settlement, we could attack the army outside and draw them completely out. But I just don't know if we'll be strong enough. So a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. We've unlocked a right. Let's go check that out. The right of allegiance, I think this unlocks when Nakai is rank 3. And all regions belonging to the defenders of the Great Plan will cause attrition to their enemies. Let's go ahead and look at these really quick as long as we're in here. That costs 300 of our old one's favor. It's got a cooldown of 10 turns, lasts for 5 turns. The Rite of Rebirth is a non-replenishing army of blessed units will spawn for the defenders of the Great Plan at their capital. I'm not sure where their capital is, but a non-replenishing army of blessed units. I wonder if it's a full stack or not. That could be really good. It's a 1-turn effect duration because it just spawns the army and then you get to control it. Costs 500 favor. And it's got a 25-turn cooldown. So I'm hoping that with the really high cooldown, it's a really good army. I've not seen it yet. The Rite of Mastery gives recruit rank +2 for Kroxigor Ancients, recruit rank +1 for Kroxigor and Sacred Kroxigor units, 15% Kroxigor and Sacred Kroxigor increased weapon strength, and +20 armor for Kroxigor and Sacred Kroxigor units. And this rite cannot be performed. It will unlock after recruiting 3 Kroxigor units. And this one over here unlocks when Nakai is rank 7. Going back to this one, that is all about the Croxigores. It costs 3,000, lasts for 5 turns, and has a 20-turn cooldown. Then we have the Rite of Awakening, costs 2,000, 10-turn cooldown, lasts for a turn. A Slan Mage Priest will become available for recruitment, and it cannot... it will unlock after owning 20 units, so once we get a full stack, which we've only got 420 upkeep per turn right now. I think it's going to be a while before we get a full stack. With Nakai, look, I've already kind of looked through his skills a little bit. We're going to go with the red line first, and we're going to go after Sacred Guardian, because we're going to be all about recruiting and pumping up the Croxigore units for Nakai. And so let's go ahead now, and let's push up and attack the temple. It says it's even odds. Now, they got some big uns in here, so it's going to be a little bit harder of a fight. We are a little bit weak. I'm pretty sure we can win. And I forgot to assign the banner, but whoop-de-doo. I think we'll be fine without it. Once again, with Nakai, well, he's kind of weak this time. He's kind of weak. So, really, we need to come up with a good strategy to get rid of the Savage Orc Biggins pretty quick. I think we can weather the storm from their Air Boys. Let's go ahead and gamble. And you know what? I think we're going to let the Biggins charge into our unshielded units. We'll use our shielded units to kind of hassle their missile units. And then with Nakai and all of our big baddies, we'll try to get a rear charge into the Biggins. Okay, so where are the Biggins here? Wajumpa. So we're kind of backwards here. Let's go ahead and fix this stuff up. And we'll speed this up. Okay, the Arrow Boys are shooting at our unshielded units, which is not what we want. They are protecting their Arrow Boys pretty good here. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead with Nakai and the Crocs and start charging in that way. We'll shoot Wazumpa and we'll come up like this. Now, when their missiles pull back and their infantry move forward, what we'll do is we'll pull back and then we'll catch the Savage Orc Biggins kind of out with our unshielded units over here and kind of waste their charge bonus on these units. Our spears are going to stop right there. And then let's bring our Saurus Warriors kind of over this way. Okay, Nakai, come back, please. Come back. Let's go ahead and shoot the Biggins. I'm really surprised that they're not committing with their Biggins. Okay, let's start bringing all this stuff this way. Gonna charge into our spears. Does look like it. Okay, there we go. The Biggins have committed. So now let's get Nakai and our Crocs. No, I want to stay away from these guys. Let's get them over there. Okay, so who needs some big buff? We need some big buffs right here. I'm going to go ahead and charge Nakai in right there, right now. And get our Crocs around the side here. And I'm going to push up with our Skinks. Let's see. All right, Nakai's already in. I hope he does well, because these units are getting shredded over here. This is bad. Okay, Nakai does look like he's doing pretty good. Okay, charging in here to Wajumpa, who is pretty weak. You know, he is taking some damage. So we may be able to shatter him. I don't know, with our Crocs charge. Okay, our Skinks are out of ammo. Let's get in here on the other Biggins. We've broken them. Let's chase with our Skinks. And let's come down here with Nakai. And let's get into the rear over here. Okay, come on, Nakai. We need you over here, dude. Okay, so far so good. Come on, Skinks. Guard mode off on everybody. Skinks, just chase that stuff, please. Get in there. What happened to Wazumpa? I'm going to chase Wazumpa with Nakai, and I'm going to go after their arrow boys with their crocs. Keep going, Nakai. Just get their lord out of here, please. We're barely holding on back here. Let's give them some defense. Come on, dude. Chase them off the field. Okay, we've managed to get into their arrow boys, so that's about as good as we could have hoped for there. And the Savage Orc Biggins in the back have regrouped. So they'll be back soon. Want to get them out of here, though. Get Wazumpa off the field. Okay, let's come up with our skinks. Kind of chase these arrow boys and stop them from shooting for a little bit. Okay, we've almost got these guys broken. Okay, both units of Crocs into the Biggins. Get another unit of infantry over here. Okay, chase them. You guys come back this way. Nakai, come back over. Looking pretty good. All we need to do is break these Biggins. Smash these guys. This is our small unit with 25. Chase them. Get them out of here, please. What is that guy doing way back there? Did I totally forget about him? I guess I did. Okay, we smashed these guys again. Let's get our Sacred Crocs into the arrow boys. Our regular Crocs will chase these guys. Nakai will go attack the arrow boys. There we go. That was a pretty intense battle there. Might be Pyrrhic. Close victory. Ooh. Looking at our damage here, 62 kills from the Sacred... which one is which? 62 kills from the Sacred Crocs, 29 from the regular Crocs, 18 for Nakai. Doesn't look very, good in terms of numbers here, but we did win the battle, and we did tear apart the Biggins pretty good. All right, once again, we're going to go with a gift for Itzel. And looking at the little thing here, I think it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 type thing. So this is our third temple for Itzel. If we come in here and look real quick. Yep. We have the other Trickster's Shard. This affects enemies in range, lowering their magic resist. That's decent. And we've got a skill point. We're going to go ahead and put this into Sacred Guardian. Just one skill point, though. And for our priest, let's go ahead and get the debuff here. Armor and melee attack. I think that will be beneficial overall. And then Nakai is replenishing. We can go into his Horde building here. If we wait one turn, we can upgrade this. And this is going to come with an upkeep reduction of 5% and give us that 10% campaign movement range. It also unlocks recruitment of Croxigors. So I'm going to wait. I'm not going to build or recruit anything. And let's go ahead and let's end our turn. We're up to 85 favor of the old ones too. So it's going to be a little while before we can spend any of this. And then just looking at our Defenders of the Great Plan, they've still not recruited any armies. So... Do we get these every turn? Oh, so it does look like as we bring up Defenders of the Great Plan that we get a small amount of the old one's favor every turn. So that's kind of nice. All right, from here, we really need to build our next Horde building upgrade. And I want to make sure that we don't get caught out and about. We can't move within the reinforcement range here. But if we take our Skink Priest... Let's see if we can see what the greenskins are up to. I wonder how far he could move. They still don't have that great of a garrison, but they do have biggins and walls and all that good stuff. So... I wish I could see how far either of these guys could move. I'm going to guess that they can move to about right here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to push into here. don't think they can reach us, and we're going to go ahead and upgrade our Horde building. It doesn't leave us any room left over, I think, to recruit any units. Now, our units are expensive, 750 to recruit, 200 for upkeep, and these units here, they don't even have shields, so it's going to be a little rough initially. Be a little bit rough. But with our first point, and where did I put it? Route Marcher, and going after the technology over here, that's going to get us 15% campaign movement range, and upgrading this here, which is going to get us an extra 10%. Like right now, next turn, we'll have 20% campaign movement range. So we're going to have quite a good ability, I think, to swoop down through here and maybe get these runes or whatever happens to be in them over there. It could be Skaven. Let's go ahead. Let's end our turn once more. See what the AI does here. I'm hoping they don't attack us. If possible, I'd like to catch them in an ambush, but I have a feeling they're going to recruit until they're full strength and then come and attack us. Or maybe our vassal. Mission successful. Ensure that one of the following buildings have been constructed. The reactivated ziggurat of Coxswatin. That's this building here. And we can see now that we can finally recruit Croxigors. 850 and 273 upkeep costs. And since we've put our first skill points into making Croxigors better, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Are we a floating city? We are. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm just trying to decide if we want to move a little bit closer. And I don't think that we do. I think we're going to sit right where we are, and we're just going to go ahead and pick up 2 units of Crocs, which we can't afford. We may next turn be able to pick up 1 more. Okay. Research a technology. That mission is also successful, so that's another 1,000 for our treasury. Technology research, army capacity +1, global recruitment capacity +1. Ensure that one of the following buildings have been constructed: a Sentinel Hall, Meditation Chamber, Altar of Enlightenment, Braves of Spawning Chamber, Natatorium, Sacred Contemplation Chamber. Let's see. If I click on these, it's not taking me into our building browser. Looking in here, I already kind of talked about the ones up top. If you look at the ones down here, they tend to affect replenishment and horde growth. So we got +5 horde growth, casualty replenishment 2%, horde building construction cost reduction and horde growth there. Wins of magic power reserve and casualty replenishment. Immune to snow attrition, all armies. Wound recovery time -1, all characters. Horde building construction cost -10%. Casualty replenishment rate and upkeep reduction. Over here, we got some more boost for Croxigors and Temple Guards. There's one in here that I really like. When normally killed in action, your heroes will be wounded instead. That could be very beneficial to us as a Horde faction, simply because, we may not have a lot of opportunities to recruit or keep heroes alive. And I don't know if our heroes have immortality. Do they? Is that still a skill in here? They still have immortality, so I don't know if that one is maybe as useful as I'm thinking it is right now. We'll probably find out as time goes on. I'm going to put our skink back into our army in case they attack us, so that we got some magic that we can use to defend ourselves. Oh, did I forget to pick a research? We're going to go here with the recruitment cost -10%. And then after that, I kind of think that Sequence of Plunder would be more beneficial. Okay, because our goal is to fight lots of battles and get levels for Nakai and get his skill points up and to earn some money. We really don't have a lot of income sources right now. And a relatively slow start, as most Horde factions are. You kind of spend the first, 20 or 30 turns not doing a whole lot, just kind of building up your main Horde army. Normally with the Beastmen or Chaos, it would be beneficial to maybe find a settlement that you could repeatedly attack over and over to get your starting legendary lord and any heroes very strong. But with Nakai, we don't really have that choice, because if we take a settlement, we have to give it to our vassal. We've got some bonus experience here for our Skink Priest. Is that your name? Hokex Todd. No, he's in here. Let's go ahead and get the second rank of the curse. Well, no, let's think about this. Ooh, it costs 17 Winds of Magic. It's pretty expensive. Yeah, let's make it cheaper. I don't know that the damage, the little lightning bolt that he has, is going to be that useful. Sign a non-aggression pact with the following factions. Southern Sentinels. Where are you guys at? Okay, I guess I can't click on it. And I guess we have not discovered them. Guess we've not discovered them. Gorrock, he leads Itza, so he's kind of off over here doing his thing. And Flatlan, we could probably get a military alliance with them, but I'm not sure if that's beneficial. They are at war with the Blue Vipers. They are at war with the Hunts Marshal's expedition, but it's possible that Itza goes to war with them. And if we're allied, then we would be at war with Itza maybe sooner than I want to be. What I really want to get is I want to hit the Blue Vipers here. I want to wipe them out if I can. So we got quite a few Crocs now. Let's take our... Can we get to their settlement? Oh, man, we can, like, just get there. Let's try this. We have an 80% ambush chance right here. 80% right here. Okay, we're going to move up. And we're going to go... Holy smokes. Yeah, now they got a full stack. Okay, scratch that. That's not going to work. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... darn them. I'm just going to pull back. I'm going to pull back. I wasn't expecting them to have a full stack quite so soon. So what we may want to do is kind of hide in between our two settlements and wait till they come out and possibly lay siege. And then when we attack, we should get the garrison as reinforcements. There's a possibility that they come out and attack us here, though. And our income per turn is down to a paltry 79. So I hope I'm not making a mistake by filling our army up with all these big, strong units. But that's kind of the way I want to play it. I want to have a nice, monstrous army with Nakai. And I'd like to get us into Spectazuma relatively early if I can. But I don't know if it's possible. Okay, we're going to get attacked. Hopefully we can retreat pretty far. It says it's relatively even odds. I'm skeptical, so I'm going to retreat and hope that we move far enough or within reinforcement range of our settlement. Okay, so we have moved far enough. They pull back with both forces. Darn. Okay, and so what is our vassal building here? Like, are they building anything? Maybe what we could do, because we do have pretty good campaign movement range, is we could try to swing through here and get these two settlements. And if we're quick about it, we might either be able to get over to Spectazuma while the Greenskins are busy with the minor settlements. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to force march. We're going to come down this way. We could butt heads with Skaven down here from these runes, or possibly even over here. But I really do want to get more territory for our vassal. So I think I'm going to try to go this way. Blue Vipers didn't come down to attack us, so that's promising. They could be busy fighting the other lizardmen, Hexwaddle, up there. I don't think they're at war with the Hunts Marshal faction. No, they're not. Okay, we'll get round to them eventually. Let's go ahead and just move as far as we can over towards, I guess, Pillars of the Unseen Constellation. And we'll see if we can get down in there. And if the Blue Vipers do come in behind us and take any of our vassal territory, I think maybe we can get the old one's favor and stuff by rebuilding the temple, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I haven't found out yet. It's a little risky to force march this far, but I'm going to go for it because I want to make sure that we can get this thing next turn. And then we'll swing north to the Wellsprings of Eternity. And just looking to see if the Blue Vipers come down to the Defenders of the Great Plan. Nah, there it is. Okay. So, ooh. Oh, they pushed past. They pushed past. Okay, so did they fight the... Oh, darn it. Diplomatic relations -10 with Clan Fester. Sacrifice them. Wins the magic power reserve +14. All armies. Diplomatic relations +10 with Clan Fester. A blood sacrifice. Relations with a nearby settlement have deteriorated. Their interpretation of the Great Plan may be at odds with the Old One's intentions. Your Slan Mage Priests inform you of a new ritual to recharge the Geomantic Web. But the price is a sacrifice. Will you raid for captives and sacrifice them, or leave your neighbors be, as time may yet prove your vision correct? I don't really think we need to be friendly with Skaven. That seems kind of like un-lizardmen-like. So we're going to go ahead and sacrifice them and get this boost to Winds of Magic that lasts for 8 turns. And then coming up here. Okay, so they haven't taken the settlement yet. And they had another army that forced marched south. We've also got a skill point. We'll pick up the 3rd tier of Curse of the Midnight Wind. While we're here, let's go ahead and get this. And gift for Itzel once more. And Artifact Hunter, magic item drop chance, post-battle chance of stealing a magic item. Let's make sure that's on our Skink Priest. And then looking at Nakai, we don't really have anything else we can give him. We can go ahead and force march. Let's go north. Let's go north. Okay, if we lose some territory, we'll swing back and pick it back up. But we can pick up 2 settlements over here. Possibly get around the Spectazuma, or with our 20% campaign movement range, swing back this way. And I'd like to get another unit of Croxigors, if I can, because that would unlock our other right. But then we would need 3,000 to actually use the right, which I think we're a long ways off from getting that, because our money is just terrible. Terrible money. Okay, so they're still laying siege over here. And technology cost, or technology research, sequence of scaling -10% recruitment cost. And you know what? Looking at the time, it looks like we're at about an hour. So I think we're going to end this one here. When we come back in the next one, we'll probably pick up the Wellsprings of Eternity for our vassal, move north towards Spectazuma. If it's not heavily defended, maybe we can get it. And then if we need to, we'll swing back down and save this. But I don't think this is sieged anymore. I think they backed off. So I don't know exactly what the Blue Vipers are doing. And in any case, let me know if you enjoyed this with comments or thumbs up. I'm enjoying it. Once again, thanks to Creative Assembly for the early access. Truly do appreciate it. And hoping to see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. You have a good afternoon. And take care.